if progress is stagnating and you're not growing and you're not seeing results, you got to reflect at your process. There's three pillars that you always want to reflect on: your sleep, your movement, your nutrition. Those three things are the foundations to anything. When those three things are out of whack, I mean, it's completely fucked up. It will always lead to emotional problems, physical problems, mental problems. And you extrapolate that over a long time period, it leads to disease. And next thing you know, you're coughing out blood. You're in the hospital, doctor says you got a certain amount of time to live, and that's about it. So, some of the biggest plateaus I had with regards to working out was my bench press. I used to have my elbows always flared out when I used to bench press. And the minute I just asked for help, some guy in the gym that I used to know, I just said, bro, can you look at my technique? Can you check it out? I was humble. I dropped my ego. I realized I was not getting the results I wanted to. So next thing you know it, I just asked him for help. I was like, bro, check out my form. And he looked at it. The minute I unracked it, the minute I just took the bar down and unracked it, before I even brought the bar down to my chest, he's like, stop. I'm like, I put it back up. And I was like, what's up? I didn't even go down one rep. And he just looked at me. He's like, Sam, come close to me. I'm like, what do you want? Come close. So I went this far away from him. He's like, I want you to push me as if I'm a guy in the bar and I just made fun of you. I'm like, bro, this is kind of weird. He's like, just push me. So I pushed him. He's like, do it again. So this time I pushed him just naturally. He's like, exactly. So you push me with your elbows in. When you're bench pressing, why do you have your elbows out? The minute he taught me that, my life changed. I went from 185-pound bench press to all the way to a 4-plate. I did 225 for 18 reps. And honestly, I could have done a fuck ton more. That's back then. I'm going to do more. This is just, I'm reflecting on the past. But when he taught me that, I had to drop my ego because my weight went down to a lighter weight. I had to bring my weight, my so-called PR of 185, down to 1 plate, or maybe even less. I kind of remember it was less than 135. And I had to work on my movement patterns all over again. I had to work on my push-ups all over again to reprogram bad movement patterns. So I had to work my way back up. So sometimes we think we're at a higher level, but when we're just grinding, sometimes we have to take, it feels like we're taking a step back, but in reality, we're actually working on our foundations again, such that we have the right habits, right programming, right movement, right form, such that we can just blast forward. This applies also to nutrition. One of my plateaus I had from nutrition was macros. I thought I was getting the right amount of protein, carbs, and fats in. I didn't fucking know. I was a young kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm a skinny kid, not a big deal. Protein, I have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have a shake, it's not a big deal. And then next thing you know it, when I first started tracking my macros, this is before MyFitnessPal, any sort of app, I use Google at pen and paper, and I started tracking everything. And the minute I counted how much protein, carbs, and fats and calories I was taking in, I was shocked. We think we know till we track it, and then we find out we don't know. That's what's fucked up. So I was off the amount of grams of protein. I was off by 100 grams per day. And I was shocked because I thought I was having enough. I was like, 100 grams? How the fuck am I eating an extra 100 grams? And then when you just go through the process, instead of worrying about how you're gonna eat 100 grams, focus on getting 10 or 20 in more every week. And then when I started doing that, it started getting easier and easier because I was able to sneak it in throughout my meals every single day. And next thing you know, I went from 170 pounds to all the way up to 210, just from that one strategy, because understanding of how much protein, carbs, and fats I was taking in with my macros. By just doing that, just adjusting my nutrition, I put less effort in the gym and got more results. Because if you don't have the energy, you don't have the building blocks, if you don't have the things that's going to create your hormones, your muscles, your bone density, you ain't going to grow. You can't build a building without tools. You can't build a building without the energy you require. People have this idea, well, I have belly fat, it's going to convert it to energy, which, yeah, it's true, which is a different story, but you still need the right amount of protein. If you don't have the right amount of protein, then you're basically just wasting your fucking time. That's why nutrition is the easiest fucking level up if people want to just put a bit of time into it. And people always tell me, like, Sam, I don't adhere to this macros. I focus on ketogenic diet. I focus on carnivore. I focus on, listen, those are all ideas. Macronutrients are principles of human movement. When someone tells me they don't adhere to macros, it's like me asking somebody, oh, do you squat or deadlift? Like, yeah, I squat and deadlift. Oh, wonderful. So like, how much can you squat? I can squat 400 pounds, 4 or 5. Oh, that's pretty cool. So how many sets and reps do you do? Oh, I don't adhere to sets and reps. I don't adhere to that philosophy. When I hear that, I'm just like, what do you mean? You got to do the sets and reps to get to those squats. That's the same with macronutrients. It doesn't matter if you're doing ketogenic diet, carnivore diet, vegan diet, any sort of idea that human beings made. It doesn't fucking matter. The principles that run every single diet idea is macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. For fuck's sakes, DNA has protein. That's how fucking wired we are to something that's it's not an idea. It's not a philosophy, whether you want to fucking believe it or not. If you don't have the right macros, you're going to be in the fucking cemetery wondering why you're so fucking weak so early in your life. It's very simple. By eating the right macros, you're going to be a lot happier, stronger, and healthier, because you're giving your body the right nutrients on a macro level to run. If there's ever issues with regards to your macros or your general health, that's when you can focus on micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, and those small little details. Till then, if you just want to live a happy, strong, and healthy lifestyle, we're omnivores. Eat your meats, eat your greens. How much of those is depending on your genetics and how active you want to be. Hydrate, that means H2O. I always throw in air too. Fucking get your air in, get your water in. Everything in moderation. Moderation is obviously based off your lifestyle and how active you are. You don't want to shove food down your fucking throat. You don't want to fucking starve yourself. At the same thing, keep things as natural as possible. I say as natural as possible because when there's KFC, there's Burger King, there's odd times where some people eat those, and to be honest, people are always asking me, hey, is this good or is this bad? It really fucking depends. It really depends. It drives me fucking nuts, because here's the thing. If you haven't eaten after your workout and you're fucking starving and your body's beat up, is it a good idea to eat a chocolate chip muffin? Probably. Fucking probably. Especially if you're trying to gain weight and you're trying to recover and you're nowhere near food. Yeah, that's the best idea. But is it the healthiest option? In that moment it is. But if you have a better option, fuck yeah, you probably should eat something healthier. It really fucking depends. It's not about what you eat. It's about... Yeah, it's not about like if it's right or wrong. It really, really depends on what time, the circumstance, how much, and when. Those things are very important factors. It sounds complicated, but once you go through the motions and you feel the results, instinctually it'll all start to make sense. Those are two huge variables that made those are two huge moments in my life when I reflected. When I hit plateaus, every time I hit a plateau, I just reflected on my process. I said, okay, I'm doing something wrong with the foundation. Everybody can get freakishly strong. Maybe some people can't break world records, but everyone can hit a 4-plate deadlift, a 5-plate deadlift, a 4-plate squat, a 5-plate squat. Same thing with the bench press. With males, females, every girl can squat 135 pounds, deadlift 135 pounds. Even if you don't want to do that, it doesn't mean you can't get lean. Everyone can get lean. Everyone can get lean and sustain it in a healthy fashion. 99% of people don't, because they're stuck with belief systems that they don't want to change. I fucking promise. Man's word. After talking to a fuck ton of people over the past 15 plus years, especially people who are morbidly obese or obese, I have not met one fucking person who, after talking to them, it was 100% genetic based. Just listening to them speak, I'm like, have you tried this, this, and this? Simple, principled belief systems. And every fucking time after I talk to them, they're so stuck in their ways, they're so stuck in their belief systems that I'm like, bro, you're going to end up in the cemetery anytime fucking soon with those ideas and those belief systems. These are just 101 ideas. Who the fuck taught you that? But you gotta let people go through the motions of it. You gotta let people learn from their mistakes. I've learned from myself from a coaching standpoint. Some people gotta go face first into a wall. They gotta put their finger in the plug. They gotta get jolted back, and they gotta realize from their own experience that was a painful way to approach things. They gotta reflect, go deep within, and drop the ego, have a sense of humility, and then just realize they've plateaued. And when they realize they plateaued, that's their ability to probably get some help, get some coaching, realize they're going down a rut, they're just applying the wrong habits, from the blueprints, and then you're good to go. But I swear to God, the process is so fucking easy to get super strong, super lean. You can do it really fast, the right blueprints.